So welcome again to my studio. I am not really sure the agenda today. I just figured I would push play and kind of see what comes through. Update-wise, I've been really happy with the product. So Typo is our tool that we're building at Tekka. And the goal of Typo is to allow people to create anything they want and share it in any way they want. It's pretty broad, but in a more granular sense, anything you would do with a website, link in bio, monetization, like lead magnets, sales funnels, any type of like creator utility. We want to do all of that in one tool, and we want to be able to integrate really well with other tools. And so we have modularity. Modularity allows you to organize data, interconnect data, and share data at a much higher capacity than like chronological posts and chat-based feeds. Most socials, you can't really like organize things, but you can with websites. But it's really difficult to update a website and deploy a website and just stay on top of all of it. It's a lot of work for major upside for the very few, but for most people it's a lot of work. And so it ends up just becoming something they don't do, which is like 85% of people don't have websites. But everyone has something they want to show. So they're left to just post it in a social post. But to me, that's very linear, and things don't archive very well in that. I've been feeling pretty wired from just overworking and just constantly in like problem solving mode in my personal life, in my work, idea generation life. I've been finding a lot of value in the foundation workouts. If you just type in like foundation training or something, you'll see them. And there's like the main 12-minute foundation workout, and then there's like an ab workout, like a plank workout. It's so good. And it really exposes you to where you can develop your core. And as I've learned over the last, 6 years or so, working through back pain and just general stress and body tension, one of the main things with your body feeling tension is it needs to have tension properly distributed. Your goal isn't to just reduce tension, because if you want to reduce tension, then your body's not hinged and like situated properly. There's things that have natural tension. And so core and core strength is so important. And core, the definition to core used to be just really tight flexed abs. And as I've learned over the last 6 years, is core means strength and mobility across your entire body. And it's just like, how does your body stack and how does your body act? I've been finding a lot of joy in working on Typo. So just as I work, I can go and like add to my daily journal, or I can go and add to any of the pages I'm developing. So for example, this discussion, we're talking about core. And so I could go to my page called On Health and Wellness, or Health and Wellbeing, and I could go and find the core, and I can see that it's missing. So I add it, I situate it to proper heading, and then I can say what I said, like the core is all about how you stack. I can record this too. The core is all about how you stack and how you act, how your body stacks and how it acts. You want tension just distributed properly. Foundation workouts show you where you can further develop your core. So just some notes, and then those can eventually expand and be refined, and then utilized in your work, in your life, and that can eventually become like this polished pearl of wisdom for you, and for others if you choose to make that page public, which in this case, this page is public. So, been having a lot of fun with that. There's a lot of really cool use cases that come to life with being able to share in this fluid way. And even my friends that are starting to use Typo, they're telling me ideas of how Typo could be like a really breakthrough supportive tool for new use cases like sharing your bucket lists and updating on your bucket list. Basically everything you would do on a custom site if you wanted to spend hours and hours and hours building it and maintaining it, but you can kind of do it on the go. Today we thought of, I just mean me because I'm working alone right now. But today I thought of the tagline for Typo, and before I tell you it, I'll tell you my advice on branding and design. Is be as iterative as possible in the beginning. So just get a name out and then improve it. Get a design out and then improve it. Like getting all these things to exist, even if it's just privately, like in your workspace. And then as it gets improved quickly, taglines, name, branding, colors, shapes, icons, logos, all of it. Just iterate, and eventually you'll find yourself not willing to let go of something. And that's when you settle on an icon and a logo and whatever. That has been really, really good for me. And obviously you don't just create trash, but if that's all you can do to get started, I guess so. But that's been huge for me because it led to finalizing on the name Typo, but I was able to challenge it. And I decided the tagline is your life on Typo. And so it's kind of like this play on words where you can say your life on Typo or your life on Typo. So it's all about just like putting your life there, because you can make it private, you can make it public, you can make it professional or shared, but it's all about how you put your life there. Because I have plenty of documents that are private that help me in other areas of my life. So technically my life is on Typo. A lot of my life is. And then the campaign key, I would say, for Typo right now is basically 2 sentences, a question and a sentence. Imperfect, that's perfect. And the goal there is to kind of bring to life the explanation of Typo, because Typo is basically understanding that even if that doesn't fit the rules of it being spelled correctly or like follow the status quo, if it's good for you, that's good. And imperfection is the only reality that exists. So we are totally okay with that. Like the idea is that you come here and be yourself, and that's okay if you're imperfect. So I've been playing with those 2, and then kind of the general way of showing Typo to people is by sharing your world. So those are it's kind of like the theme and the thesis, and then the campaign key takeaway, and then the tagline. So I feel really happy with those, and obviously if they iterate, great. But right now I'm like, those stick, they're going on the bios. I feel good about this, which I do need to update the deck with that. Yeah, fundraising is so just uncomfortable. There's got to be a better way to find ideas and fund ideas, because this whole like pitching, selling thing is just so brutal. Just like, I don't want to bug people. They probably feel bugged. They leave you on red, which just seems very wrong. They like ask you to reach out to them, but if you don't spark their interest, they're like, they have no requirement to respond, even just like a thank you automation or something. It's like, you said you wanted to be reached out to. Even people I personally will like talk to, like, yeah, send me a deck, and they're not like responsive and like present with that communication. Almost like we're all just so overwhelmed that we make each other feel like we don't exist. And if I was being completely honest, I feel like that. It's like I feel like I'm working on something that has momentum, but when I look around, there's no one else that wants to like jump in to support it. And so it's like, I see this great vision and I see such a great tool. I obviously see that it needs work, but I see its potential. I do my best to not be biased, obviously. But anyways, I'm in the early stages, and that's just the lonely phase, right? It's the lonely chapter, where you start to get some like attention from your friends, and some people start to see it and come back to it. So I'm starting to hear and feel the hum. Yeah, it's starting. I can feel it. But when I reach out cold email to a VC, it's like, bro, I don't want to do this, but I also have to do this. And also, you asked me to do this, so why didn't you respond? And I'm just like, there's got to be a better way. This is ridiculous. And I chose to build a tool that we're not monetizing right away, and so I have to be creative. So the way I've been doing it so far is I've been working with clients and then building this and preparing to build this on the side. As soon as I kind of cleared my schedule, which was technically my client just running out of money, then I was like, all right, all in on Typo. And so for the last 8 weeks, we've been building Typo. But now I'm like, okay, I need to like keep working on client stuff, or I need to start raising, because I can't monetize the platform, and I don't want to. I don't think that's the smart move either. But even if I did, it wouldn't be enough users, because I'm in that early stage. So I need the angel and the seed and the pre-seed. And I need to like go that path, I think. Unless something clicks and usership just starts to scale at an early like moment. Like if we're just in the middle of like a friends and family angel round, and then it clicks and we realize, well, we can get to profit. We don't need to raise. Then I'll obviously adjust. But for now, it's like, I'm not there yet. So I have to prepare for raising. But I want to do it differently. And I want to figure out long-term how to make innovating and building businesses a little easier, because it's so brutal. Like, make a pitch and then pitch it. That obviously is what you have to do, but we need to figure out a way where people, they go where they can go. It's like, hey, your pitch had these flaws. We recognize you're in this point in your career or in your skill level of development. We could be overlooking you. Here's a way to prove yourself a second time so you don't get overlooked. And if you think we're right where your skill level is at, here's a way you can gain skill. Here's a way you can meet in the middle, like come to this workshop and pay to be there instead of us paying you to come. Like, there needs to be this all-encompassing machine that churns that. And that would be a much better formula to support innovation and to support the activation of founders, basically, and the ideas that come from them. You think about, Y Combinator, let's say they get like 60,000 submissions. each season. I could be way off. But then they choose, let's say 20. I could be way off. So they have like crazy difference between like 60,000 and then 20. It'd be like a needle in like a giant industrial haystack. Like a needle in like a haystack where it takes like a minute to drive by on the freeway. And we're all like racing to go into that funnel, and then you go to these all like sub funnels. But like YC, there's a few that are like kind of there, but really it's just like the YC route. And you'd think like, is YC, they pick 20, obviously they're really good at picking. But surely, mathematically, the haystack, like they're clearly missing out on some things. It's kind of like the story of the founder of WhatsApp applied to Facebook and got rejected, and then he built WhatsApp and was acquired by Facebook for 20 billion or whatever. It's kind of like that. And obviously that was a great scenario. If it was any different, it would actually be a bummer for both parties. But it's one of those moments where if you get overlooked, obviously that teaches you something, shows you where you can improve. But also there's just this aspect of like, they have to overlook some level of good projects. Because I know a project that made it through there, like I know the people personally, and their project didn't go anywhere. So like, they're not just choosing gems. They're not just choosing Ubers and Stripes, But they're good at getting a lot of them. But yeah, I've been really enjoying working on Typo. I just have like multiple Typo tabs up. Super cute. I just saw a really good ad. And so like I have a page on Typo called On Business and on Wealth and Business. And then I have a section on ads, and that could be about like running ads, but then it's also like content for ads. And then I can put this ad that I saw in there. And it could be useful to me in the future or useful to someone else. There's a huge lesson in being able to ask for what you want and what you need. Hopefully what you need you can get on your own or with people that you have very close bonds with. But asking for what you want from someone that is slightly a step away, even someone very close to you, but a family member, a business contact, a friend of a friend, like there's something really important about being willing to do that and knowing the best way to do that. And that's really what will lead me to the next layer of my business, is getting the confidence to reach out and having the clarity to do it in the right way. And the accountability to just do it. So for example, I can go back to On Wealth and Business, and I can see that there's not actually I have one called On Fundraising. I think it's on my homepage actually. On fundraising and revenue. So we'll just put here, building the skill to raise and make money. I'll say the skills required to raise and make money. 1, the ability to ask for what you want. The clarity to ask in the right way. The accountability to actually make the ask, make it happen. So the skills required to raise and make money: the ability to ask for what you want, the clarity to ask in the right way, and the accountability to actually make it happen. That's really important, and it's something that I need to work on. Because if I don't, my business fails. Like literally. And so you just have to do it. I've been feeling hesitant to doing this, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm going to ask my uncle right now to see if he'd be interested. Hey Ben, so I wanted to ask you something and I wasn't sure if I should wait till we're on a call or send you a message or just not do it at all. But I'm just gonna do it because I want to, 1, it just keeps coming up, and 2, it would be really helpful, and 3, I believe that you'll forgive me for asking if it's not aligned. And I hope you realize that I'm not going to associate our connection based on the outcome of this. Anyways, to get that clarity and context out of the way, I've been building Typo for the last 8 weeks, obviously designing it and ideating different versions of it over the last 1.5 years. But the product that I'm building, I feel really, really good about. And I've been using all of my revenue money and savings to build it. And now I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, so I love it and I use it every day. And my friends are starting to get it. And we get a few new users every day. And it's starting to really refine into what it, I think, will be to really scale. But I'm paying for a developer, a designer, a systems engineer, and myself to all live and build. And so I'm like, okay, I need money in the next couple months, or I need to scale back on building it or get revenue on the side, which would distract me. So I'm like, all right, do I just call up friends and family and see if they want to throw in? Because I'm like, I don't really feel like I'm going to be able to do a raise if I go the VC route. I'm working on it every day, but I just don't think we're quite there yet. I want to launch with a bunch of big creators to really make a scene and do a large fundraise. And I also want to keep my options open where if we get profitable and don't need to just sell half the company, that would be a good route to at least be able to do in the beginning. So anyways, again, just more context, but I'm looking to raise probably $250,000 over the next 3-6 months or so. I can be very progressive towards that. One of my homies is throwing in some money, and I don't know if you met him. He's from Utah, but his name's DJ. I don't know if I've mentioned him to you. But and then I'm throwing in money, and then I'm gonna just start asking a couple people. I do believe in this, and it's what I work on every day. So in a way, you'd be investing in an entity that you have someone working really, really hard to make that money worth more. But yeah, just wanted to send this to just get it out of the way. And also, I would love to show you Typo and introduce you to my team. I think you will see that we're definitely onto something. To sum up Typo, I would say it gives someone the ability to create and share in any way they want next to everyone else. And the way I see it growing is it allows you to build your own encyclopedia of everything that you want to write about, organize, store, and share. and you can control who sees what in a really cool way. I use this tool called Notion, and I'm obsessed with it, but I've been using Notion like dramatically less because Typo is so good. And Notion's worth like $20 billion, so I feel like we're onto something. But yeah, I'd love to talk to you more about it, and even if there's no like financial injection, I'd still like to show you it. Love you. Talk to you soon. Hey Ben, so I wanted to ask you something, and I wasn't sure if I should wait till we're on a call or send you a message or just not do it at all. But I'm just gonna do it because I want to. I did it. Let's do a drawing. Me and Indigo did this one today. What comes through? I just have like a general desire to bring more clarity into life. Maybe I'll even put it down lower. Let's see. Well, I'm really proud of myself for texting. My uncle. And now I need to do more creator onboarding. And I'm trying to think of like strategically what would be the best creators to have on the platform that would help me raise money or help me get more users. This creator would need to have some type of credibility. They'd need to have some type of reach. And at this point, obviously I would take anyone. But if I was to inject money in and time in, who am I going after? And I think it would be someone where I could truly create their space with them. Like they were totally down for this. This represents their different documents. So for example, like side articles, personal notes, things can go deeper and wider that way too. But this is their general like profile. But someone that would be willing to go all in on that. That's the creator that I need. Cool. I just reached out to a creator that I feel like would really align to this. And she could ignore me or she could respond, but we will find out. I'm gonna do a little bit of a plank thing.
The best way possible. I'm here with our Foundation Training Program Director, Jesse Salas. First thing we do,
so sore still from last time.
10 seconds to rest.
Holy shit. I need the AC on. Oh shit. Oh, no.
Good work. That's your ankle, like the bottom. Get better every day.
Holy shnikes. Alright. That was really hard. But I can feel like more strength here. Like this is less of a pain than it was a few weeks or months ago. I can feel a lot of potential to yet realize. I don't know if that picked up, but I can feel a lot of the potential that I have yet to realize. Crazy. So good. Even just touching my toes, it's like, it's still like tight, but it doesn't feel like painful to the point where I like retract from doing it. Wow, this is crazy. I'm just grabbing my toes. I'm just grabbing my toes like this. Oh, you can see my toe. Anyways, I'm grabbing my toes and I'm pulling with my ankles. I'm just pushing them forward and pulling my body and just kind of rocking. And then when I go back, I'm really like allowing behind my knees to just like stretch, pulling my toes back this way. And just stretching in that area that just never gets to feel like oxygen and movement. And that's where pain goes, is where oxygen's not flowing. Blood flow is restricted. So we're adding movement in there to get the blood to come back. And when you unlock one area, you're unlocking another area too. And same thing when you walk up an area. When you walk an area, you're locking up something else as well. Okay. Well, I hope something in this was valuable for you. And I'll see you next time. Love ya. Bye.